Well, hi again for our second video on eBay for Wizzley. What are you going to talk about today, Paula?
Well, I just wanted to talk about a little bit about how to search for items on eBay, and then we can talk a little bit more about how to do some research comparing eBay to other sites. What I want to do, I'm going to show you some screens so that you can see how I search for things on eBay and how I recommend that you search for things on eBay. When you use a module on a site like Wizzley, whether it's Amazon or eBay or any other module that might come along, we also on Wizzley we have the Zazzle module, and we also have the All Posters module, which are all really wonderful to work with. I highly recommend that you do not use the module to do your searching for you, that you go directly to the home site and do the search yourself there, and then go back to the module and input the information that you found. Because for whatever reason, the modules never do the searches exactly the way that the site does, and you also get to see everything that's available, so you might find something better than what comes up when you put in a certain keyword. So just to give you an example, I'm going to do a search on eBay today for some lampwork beads, which are beads that I use in my jewelry making sometimes. These are handmade glass beads made by artists. And so what I really want to do is show, I'm looking for earring pairs. I want pairs, beads made specifically in pairs so that I can make earrings out of them. And that's, obviously people usually have two ears, so you want them to match. So the first thing I'm going to do is switch here to the screen sharing. Okay, so when I originally put in the term lampwork beads, because that's what I was looking for, when I do a search, I always start with all categories on the category side because I get the broadest selection. Some people don't always use the same keywords, or they might not put it in the right category. So this way I get to see everything. I can always narrow that down into a smaller category later if I want to. As you can see from this screen, I'm getting all kinds of bead choices. Some of them are handmade, some of them are not. And I'm looking for handmade artist-made beads. And so I need to narrow down this search some more, and you can see I've got 88,000 results here, which is pretty broad, pretty wide. That's a lot of results to go through, and I don't really want to look at that many. So I'm going to narrow my search, and now I've narrowed it down about here by putting in some more terms. Now I've got handmade lampwork beads. SRA means self-represented artist. And so you can see I've narrowed this down to 3,800 results, which is much better. And I've got still a pretty wide selection. Some of these, I don't really see any, well, here's a pair. So, there are some pairs, but there's some single beads. And it's still a little broad for my search. So I can continue to narrow this search down. You see that eBay gives me suggestions as well for search terms. I like to use beads that are made out of borosilicate glass, so I typed in boro and again narrow this down. So now I've got 161 results, which is a much more workable selection. And you can see there's several pairs here. And because I'm specifically looking for pairs, I can narrow it down even more by switching over and adding, again, one more keyword term here to, now it's got handmade lampwork beads, SRA, boro, pair. And I've got 13 results here. And every single one of them is exactly what I'm looking for. So I could write a Wizzley article that's strictly about buying handmade lampwork beads that are made of borosilicate glass in pairs for earrings. And it would be highly specific, which is very, very important when you're writing an article. It uses a lot of keywords. I could talk about the artists, I can talk about the types of beads, I can talk about the colors, about the glass. There's a lot to say about this very narrow topic. And then I can direct someone to this page either through a direct link or through the module. So the next step is then going to Wizzley and entering this information in the eBay module. And you can actually take your keyword search here and put that exact thing right in the module, and most of the time you will get the exact thing that you need. So let me see if I can. Okay, so here's Wizzley, and if I pull up the eBay module and I enter that term, you can see, here's the module, this is what the module looks like. And again, I usually start with all. I enter in, here's the term I want. I could put in the exact seller if I had a favorite seller, and then how many. You do have to hit preview to get your answer. And then this is what comes up. And you can see right here that this is exactly the same result that I got on eBay. And this is really the best way to get the result that you want from eBay. With that, then you can direct people to that exact page. The other thing is by putting in a text link like this, which also goes directly to that page. And you just do that by going to the URL that's at the top of the search page that you last went on.
But the module is actually nicer because it shows pictures, right?
Correct. The module will show the picture. Like if this is the module right here, so you've got the picture, the title, and then you can, I usually put most of the information, how long you have to wait, and so on. And then they can click through for more information. But yeah, especially if you're doing something like this, an art type thing, the visuals are always important.
Let me ask you this: when your auction has ended, what happens in the module?
Okay, so that's a really good question. And this is why I like both on the Amazon module and this one, it will just, when the auction ends, this will just keep filling up with anything that meets those specific keyword terms. And the item that got sold will drop off. So I like that because I don't have to keep looking at it all the time, fixing it and putting in something else. And so that's definitely how you want to set up any of these modules, is unless you absolutely have to have that one specific item.
What happens if you put in a specific seller and the seller has nothing to sell anymore?
And it'll be empty. And I actually have a page like that.
It'll be empty. The module will be empty?
If there's no items that meet your criteria on the module, it will be empty. It won't fill.
Okay. So even if a different seller might have matching items, if you put a specific seller in there, it does not bring up a different seller.
Not if you put the seller there. It's always going to do what you tell it to do because it's not very smart, so you have to tell it what to do. And if you say, I want things from this seller, then it's only going to give you things from that seller.
But if you would keep it a little broader, so for instance leave out a specific seller, then and maybe leave out a certain brand name, then it would automatically update, but you would not be sure if it's exactly the matching thing that you're having your specific article about, right?
Well, it depends how you define your article and how you define your keyword terms. But if you do it right, it will fill with the right stuff. One thing you can do to help with this is you can put a negative keyword. So, like, I always have problems when I'm doing furniture and clothing that I get a lot of Barbie stuff that comes up because people are always looking for Barbie clothes and Barbie furniture. So, if I did, say, a wedding dress or something, I would definitely put in a minus sign, a negative sign, and then the word Barbie as a keyword term because I don't want any Barbie stuff. And then it will take those out of the search. So you have to kind of see which stuff comes up with your search and then figure out what you need to take out.
Right. So would that conclude our second part?
Yeah, and that's the essence of searching on eBay. And the only thing to add is that when you do recommend stuff from eBay, just make sure you know what you're talking about, because it could be that another place has a much better quality or deal. And so if you were recommending for price, you want to make sure that that really is the best place to buy something. And that takes a little research just by going to other shops like Target or whoever you think is the expert in your particular genre, and comparison pricing and seeing what they have available.
Yeah, now with Wicklink we have great opportunity, to show other comparisons, and affiliate those links too, like on Target.
Yeah. And you can add links to those places now, which is really great.
Yeah. So Wizzley is great.
Wizzley is awesome. That.
Well, that's a great note to finish the second video, Paula. Thanks again, and I see you then. Do we have another one? Yeah, we have a third one, right?
What was I going to do? Well, actually, we don't really, do you want to do one about adding a text link or just not?
Well, we can discuss that off camera.
Okay.
It would get maybe too intimate for our viewers. Okay, Paula. Well, thanks for now. We'll talk soon. Bye.